Okay. Today is the 15th of March 2018, that is Thursday. And I'm at the residence of Pundit Roopnarine Maharaj, located at 108 Irie Village Branch Road, Princess Town. And the Pundit is a well-known spiritual leader in this community. And I'm going to turn you over to him to reveal some aspect of his history, beginning from the date of his birth until the present time. So this is the Reverend Pandit Roopnarine Maharaj. Pandit, can you tell me your correct name, please?
Pandit Roopnarine Maharaj.
And where were you born and when?
I was born at this residence, Irie Village Branch Road, Princess Town, 16th April 1980.
And who were your parents?
My father was the late Roopnarine Maharaj, and my mother was the late Diraji Sita Maharaj.
Okay. So did you go to school?
I attended Brothers Presbyterian School. From there, I went to Lemsel Junior Secondary, and then to Pleasantville Senior Secondary.
Okay, and did you graduate?
Graduated from Pleasantville Senior Secondary.
With what? Certificate in what?
5 certificates of science subjects, and then to A-levels.
A-levels in what?
In science.
Science, okay. And what did you do after?
I taught at Irie Village Government for about a year and a half.
Okay.
After I was called for Pundit training at the SDMS.
Okay, let's go a bit, touch a little bit on your childhood days. What do you remember about this village that you grew up in?
It was basically a remote village. Didn't have so much of houses.
Okay.
That is established so much, big houses. It was a very poor village, and we really grew here, but we used to spend a lot of time at my grandfather's residence.
Where was that?
St. Margaret's Village.
Okay, during that time, your early childhood, let's say as you remember, about 5-6 years, do you remember whether this place, the road was paved?
It wasn't paved as such like this.
What was the condition?
It was terrible condition.
What, it was dirt,
The track,
gravel?
Yeah, gravel.
Gravel. Okay. And did you have electricity?
Yeah, we had electricity.
And water?
We had electricity, but we had no water.
No water. When water came, you can remember?
Well, probably once for the week. We used to go lower down on the Ghat Road, by Lagoon shop there.
Okay.
By Lagoon there, we used to fill water by Lagoon by the sandpipe.
Okay, going back to your childhood days, I remember your grandfather who was kangaroo.
Yeah.
He was a big cane farmer.
Yeah.
He grew a lot of sugar cane and rice field. Did you work, were you trained to do agriculture, or did you assist him?
We used to just assist in cutting the cane. Not for much, not for long.
Okay.
We used to be carrying food. Well, they used to call it derrick by the scale.
Okay.
Government village.
But did you plant rice?
No. My elder brother them did.
Okay. And your mom, what she did, because I
Well,
know.
mom was the back bearer for the entire family. From small, she started driving bull cart, planting rice, cutting cane.
Okay.
From small.
But did she go to school?
Yes, she attended Brothers Presbyterian, and she told me that time the school was at the cemetery.
Okay. The
Yeah.
CMS.
Yeah.
Canadian Mission, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know your mother used to drive a bull and cart.
Yeah.
She used to cut cane.
Then she worked taxi.
And she was a taxi driver. And she was the only person, the only female that drove a bull and cart, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
From the fields, she cut cane, load the canes on the cart and drove the bull and cart to the derrick, okay?
Yeah.
Go to the scale to be purchased, okay? And she's one in, I don't know, a million. She worked very hard, and I must commend her, in fact, posthumously, for having brought up a son like you, gave birth, and you have been pursuing the spiritual path. You are Pundit, and by the way, what motivated you to be a Pundit?
Going to temple.
What temple?
I used to go to the Omkar temple from there, and then I went to Pandit Vigyan temple, that's in Ghat Road.
So when did the idea dawn upon you that you should be a Pundit?
When I was about 13 years old.
13 years.
Yeah.
13 years, and during those 13-year period, you were a regular devotee of Omkar temple in part and the Pundit
Yoga
temple.
Pitam, yeah, Yoga Pitam Ashram, yeah.
So there you had your, there you became inspired to be a Pundit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you have any formal training in, or practical training? Let's go to the practical
I
training.
went practical training first from my guru, Pandit Roopnarine Maharaj, Pandit Scott.
Yeah.
And then from there, when I was approximately 17 years, I applied through Mahasabha, Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha, and I got replied from them when I was about 17 years to join the Pandit Parisha.
Okay. But during that time you were a teacher, were you?
Yeah, I taught at IRI government for a year and a half.
So during that time, so you had to abandon the teaching position? And
Yeah, I had to abandon it. Yeah.
because what was paramount to you? What was more
Because
important?
the training at the Mahasabha was to be, we had theory, classes were held at the 12th Street Mandir and St. Augustine headquarters.
Okay.
And from there I was assigned to Pandit Vishnu Haribachan, the lead Pandit Vishnu Haribachan from Lutyens Road for practical. And I remained with Pandit Vishnu Haribachan for about 10 years.
Okay, so this is a daylight training.
Yeah, daylight
that-
and night also.
On night, so that you couldn't have maintain your job and also
Yeah.
pursue this course in Hindu theology.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you did there? What was the syllabus like?
This syllabus was practical puja vidhi,
Okay.
puja steps, puja vidhi, astrological readings.
Okay, can you expand on what is puja?
Puja vidhi is the steps in conducting a Vedic puja, rituals, and the steps of conducting a Vedic puja. 16 steps of puja.
Okay.
And
Can you name some of those steps?
some of the steps of puja is avahan,
What is Ava?
avahan, invocation mantras,
Okay.
inviting the devatas and devis.
And what are the devatas and devis?
Well, devatas and devis are the goddess and the goddesses.
Okay.
Aspect like Durga, Shiva, Ganesh, Hanuman.
Okay. And the next step is?
We have the initiation of the devatas, and we have snan, which is bath, bathing of the devatas, clothing, offering chandan, hardi, sindur, grass. Those are the different steps of puja.
Okay. That is the deities whom you adore.
Yeah, whom we are
to
doing.
whom
That
they
is called puja vidhi, the steps of puja vidhi.
Okay. And that begins the puja,
That
actual
makes in the
puja.
puja, yeah.
So what follows from that?
What follows from that is the steps of puja, 16 steps of puja, and the end of 16 steps of puja is going into katha, reading katha.
No, what is katha?
Katha is, I wouldn't like to say story, but katha is the philosophy of the devatas and devis.
Okay. How they emerge
Yeah.
and what
How they origin and what it applies in today's life.
and what their powers are.
Yeah.
Okay. That is in short what it
The
means.
benefits here.
Okay. So what you are telling me, you have. They talk about Ish data. What's an Ish data? Is a Ish data a guardian angel?
Yeah, it's like a guardian angel. Yeah.
So when you pray to that person, like you pray to Jesus Christ, he is an intermediary between God and
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So the data is an
Ish devata is a
intermediary.
personal devata. Yeah.
Yeah, but an intermediary between God and
And man.
Okay, right. Thank you. Now, let's go further. Now, having had your training, how long did this training last?
The training lasted about 10 years.
Well, the practical aspect was done by.
Pandit Vishnu Haribachan.
So you
And
followed
other-
him. You followed him wherever he went
Wherever he went here.
to learn the practical aspect of
Yeah.
it. And who taught the theory?
Pandit Uttam Maharaj, Dharmacharya of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, and
Uttam Maharaj, and astrological was taught by Pandit Kemraj Vyas.
so that how many lecturers were there?
We had about 5 lecturers.
Okay, and can you tell me actually what courses or what aspects of Hinduism or the Hindu theology you did there?
We did practical, we did astrological readings, we did funeral bidhi, wedding bidhi, and puja bidhi.
Okay. Did you receive any further training in a foreign land, like probably India or wherever?
I went to India. Last I went to India was 2016 also.
What did you do there?
We did a pilgrimage, and then I believe it was the year 2002. I met with Swami Balgopal.
So you had some training there also?
Yeah.
How long
I
was
spent
it?
1 month with Swami Balgopal also.
And
In training of Bhagavatam and Ramayana.
okay, when is it training mean what? To expound the,
Expounding it, yeah.
the Bhagavad Gita,
Bhagavad Puran.
the Bhagavad Puran,
and Ramayana.
and the Ramayana. Okay. So I know I can commend you because I've heard you both. I'm seeing you deliver your lectures in yagnas and so on, and you were quite eloquent in your delivery, simple, convincing, and you always held the attention of your the audience there, and this is due to the training you had, and I can say you are well equipped. And did you at all go abroad to spread the word of Hinduism, to conduct religious services?
Yes, I went abroad. Places like St. Croix, Florida, New York, Canada.
Okay. And did you at all, do you have godchildren?
I have a lot of godchildren. I have about probably 2,000 godchildren.
Where? Is it in this country or foreign?
Short. Yeah.
Short. Okay. Now, are you the head of a temple also? A
I'm
spiritual
spiritual leader of the White Lamb Sabarmati Mandir. Yeah.
But otherwise, do you go from...
I go from Mandir to Mandir also. Golconda Shiva Mandir, La Gloria, Radhakrishna Mandir, Rio Claro Chandrasekhar Mandir, Pool Mandir, Riverside Road Mandir, Short Lincoln, the Ganesh Mandir in Kunupi. Wherever we are affiliated with the SDMS, any Mandir.
Okay. Now, are you busy in doing processions
Throughout the year.
throughout the year?
Yeah.
Okay. So your reputation has
It have grown,
spread
have built, yeah.
from one end of the country to the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about your social life in the community? Apart from being Pundit, what do you help in anything, like any...
Yeah, if people need help around here, what I'm doing right now, I have funds. We try to raise funds so that, like people whose burned down, children have to go for surgeries and a lot of community work.
Okay, we are sitting here under, is it a temple?
Yeah.
So the temple is being constructed now upstairs.
The temple should be opened by May.
By May, okay. It's a grand, how big is this temple?
100 feet by 33 in width.
Okay, so it's due to be open and dedicated when?
Around May the 10th.
So this is a very costly, when looking at the structure and the size and the architecture and so on, it is maybe over $1 million.
Yeah, over $1 million, yeah.
But is it your sole effort or you're being...
my sole effort.
So that no fund is received from any organization and so on. So you have an outreach program,
yeah,
which is in the making.
Yeah, we have an outreach program in the making for April month also.
Okay.
And that will include Dr. Ramprasad Parashram also.
Okay. Now, we are looking at the temple here. Is the temple only going to be used for religious purposes?
No.
Okay.
We give classes, Hindi classes, music classes.
Okay.
Even my wife wants to do classes for lessons, also teaching lessons.
Oh, your wife is a teacher?
She's a teacher.
She teaches where?
She teaches at Reform Hindu.
Okay. Now, this building that you are soon to be open. Now, is there a name at that state?
Not as yet. We haven't worked on a name as yet, but soon we will.
Okay. So, do you have anything else to say?
Basically, that's it, because I'm very, very thankful for what you're doing.
Okay.
And I read your book, the last book that you wrote. It was very, very inspiring.
Okay.
And this is what, the younger generations, and perhaps what we have to do is document all these things now.
Okay. Anything further?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, what you have been hearing is a brief history of Pandit Roopnarine Maharaj. And as I said before, I must commend you, in fact, your parents first, and you for having taken up the mantle of Hinduism and spread it throughout the length and breadth of this country and also in foreign lands. Very few people take that challenge, and you were brave enough to do so, and you were more ambitious. Your ambition drove you to go to the spiritual path. And people at your age of 5, when they're growing up, being teenagers, they look for other aspects of life to spend their time, and you look at the spiritual aspect. And it is to your credit of your parents, I would think, because you grew up.
Especially.
Okay, and I had known your father for a long time ago, when he was a taxi driver. In fact, he was a PA driver first. And he sacrificed very much to get with your...
Then he went in the family business as bakery.
And then he entered the bakery industry as a baker. And to bring up in those hard days, how many children?
12 children.
12 children, and to see everybody had a secondary education, more or less. And everybody, more or less, is placed in a very comfortable position financially. Okay? They had a good foundation, and I wish you the best.
Thanks a lot.
And sometime we'll meet again.
Sure, thanks a lot.
And the book, I am here also to gather some information in a book which I intend to write. In fact, it is being written now on the history of Brothers St. Margaret's. This community here, Ivy Village Branch Road and Garth Road. And I think it was necessary for me to include you in this book because of the invaluable contribution you have made and are still making towards the spiritual development and the social development of the community and the individuals. So again, I must commend you and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here.
Always a privilege.
And to expose you to the wider world through the publication of this. Okay. Well, as I said, and the final thing, do you want to say anything again?
Just thank my parents, the late Roopnarine Maharaj and the Raj Maharaj, and my grandparents, my brothers and sisters, my in-laws, and all those shishas and chelas, godchildren, who always give me the strength to move from day to day.
Okay, well, this is Sam Saroop reporting. This is Sam Saroop again reporting from the residence of Pandit Roopnarine Maharaj, located at 108 Ivy Village Branch Road. Thank you, Pandit.
Thanks, sir.
And Sitaram.
Sitaram.